Good day. My name is Jody Rampersad, and I was able to work with a client, MRG, out of Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. The CEO name was Scott Robinson, and I'm going to go into details a bit more about the company on what I found and my recommendations. First thing I'm going to go over, it's their communication objective, as mentioned in my paper that I gave. The communication objective is important because it's where the customer wants to see what the company is doing in terms of the communication back and forth at each front. Even the three main objectives that I found that I know that would be beneficial to MRG. The first one would to be expand. A big thing with companies locally, small businesses trying to get to that bigger market, expansion is a key factor. I think that at at MRG's standpoint, even though the company's fairly new, it's going to take a little time to expand. But I'm certain that if they expand, it'll benefit not only what their messages in terms of safety and strategy and planning, it would benefit profit as well. The second one that I came up with, the point across, the point that MRG is trying to get out, it's, how do I put it? Be prepared, and instead of trying to prepare after. That's the while working with Scott. That's the main thing. What we spoke about how it's important to just be ready. You gotta be ready for anything, especially in this day and time. We see on the news what's going on, and by working with a client like MRG, this is it's in fact shows that the preparation skills on your behalf, you'll be ready. The second one that I had was an objective is a constant update. Their Facebook is it just see it's okay. So something a tragedy happened with Scott, so things weren't able to move as fluently as possible. So one thing that I realized is their Facebook, which was somewhat needed up to dating, which I'm sure it's gonna be worked on soon. Seeing that Scott is a well and doing better. My second one that I wanted to go over, my second part of the presentation, is the key publics and the target audience. Um, this is tough because going into schools and educating security, teachers, any professional within the school industry about the importance of knowing what to do when an active when tragedy strikes. As of July 2019, sorry, there's been 22 school shootings in the United States. It's a big number, and as far as we see it, it statistically it fluctuates. We don't know if it's gonna stop. We don't. Know if well, it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. So in the schools category, MIG will be there'll be an asset to officials in the coming months to face these situations. While I met with Scott, something that he was working on, a proposal he was working on was for a church, a house of worship. I also put that in my key tactics. Um, House of worship is important because we see it all the time. I don't say criminals, but active violence in church, and it's a recent phenomenon. I mean, the last time it was a big deal, it was in Australia when the guy went into the mosque and did what he did. Uh, Another one was businesses. Recently, they worked with Alexander Blakesley, I think, which where they educated the staff and implemented their proposal to a client. Cybersecurity was also big on Scott's website. You're not able to copy and paste anything. Like on a regular website, you can go on, you can copy, paste, you can do whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. But on his website, it's so secure you can't even copy a picture. It was difficult for me to find a picture, for me to find this picture to use for my project. It was difficult to find pictures. It took me some time, but I was able to find it. Tactics, timables. What I suggest in terms of timables would be assist MRG in creating an Instagram. This modern society, everything is on the internet. Every single thing is online, and an Instagram illustrating, his tactics, different pictures to show what the company offers. Instagram, it's huge now. You could go from a regular mom and pop's joint today, and then tomorrow you could be like Amazon. It's amazing how Instagram works and how vast it and who it can get to. Instagram. That's what I suggest in August, as mentioned before about Scott coming back into the picture. Update MRG's Facebook. Their Facebook should be up. I don't want updated on a monthly basis. Whatever project he has going on. I mean, he doesn't have to share with the public, but I think an updated Facebook with keep constant should be implemented. For September, something that I realized: create flyers and pamphlets. At certain, like if you go to like sporting goods shops, they have like flyers that like people would leave there, and I think that would be beneficial to not only Scott's MRG company but also the other company as well, because the other company is more about concealed carry. October, I suggest implement a fall festival fundraiser. Sorry. So FFF, fall festival fundraiser. I think in the town, like he could either reach out to locals. I don't want to say have flyers around the neighborhood about what's going on, and he could even have it at his Odd Lodge Fellow, which I've had the pleasure of being there, and thank you very much. It was really nice down there. November. I don't know if this would be something that Scott would be into, but I think it works. I like the idea of it. A Twitter page. Twitter, like I said, it reaches everyone. The masses get out there. Twitter. It's no limitation to who you can reach. And my last thing I would like to go over was the SWOT analysis that I did. The main thing that I couldn't get too much in terms of threats. So to me, the pros outweighed the cons. So the strength of MRG outweighed the cons. So the strengths being Scott being the main strength. His background, it's immaculate. What he knows and what he's able to assist with, I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. And getting to their threats, I wasn't able to conjure up much. The only thing that I reckon a threat that came up was other companies with the same products. Even though they have the same products, they don't have the same knowledge as Scott does. His knowledge, as mentioned before, it's amazing. Working for who he worked for, starting his own business, implementing it. I think it's great. Opportunities, as mentioned in my previous slides, growth in schools, the volunteers, if they were able to find, let's say, someone, if they were able to have some type of volunteer where they're able to use I wouldn't say kids that's more pursuing somewhat of a criminal justice degree, if they're able to use kids, students that to help implement and educate their key figures as well, their key publics. And it was great working with Scott. If you have any questions or any comments you would like to leave, you could email me. Thank you for your time. and have a good day. Bye.